Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm trying to call on the whole world. This is Pastor Charles again. I'm trying to call on the whole world to reject this notion, this picture, this idea of treating the human being with less self-esteem and dignity. Just the other day, I saw a picture of a mass grave, and people were just thrown into that grave, and this journalists are pushing these narratives that death is nothing, that human is nothing. You go to the hospital, the same thing too. The doctors are talking about death as if it's nothing. And I'm asking you to join me in rebuking such spirit. The news medias are pushing it. Let's reject it. Let's look at it from the Bible. In Genesis chapter 1, verse 26, then God said, that's how important men are. Men are not just some trash that have been thrown on a corner. We must reject this. I'm calling on you to join me in rejecting this death agenda and picture that's been pushed around. Then God said, let us make man in our image, according to our likeness. Let us make man in our image. We're not some dumb nonsense, garbage out there. We're human beings. We have the life of God in us. We have the divine life in us. We must be treated with respect and dignity. And when we catch that idea, then we'll be able to reject and repel this death that is hitting everybody. Look at Mary Magdalene. When Jesus met Mary Magdalene, Jesus took Mary Magdalene from a very abusive and disrespectful and low self-esteem to a woman of esteem. We have sisters and mothers who have been rejected because of their past. Have you thought about the story about how the Bible talks about the woman caught in the act, the very act? What happened to her? Jesus gave her self-respect, self-honor, because we are created in the image of God. No death, no picture of death, no stories of death should be pushed. People should reject it. When we start rejecting this in our spirit, then you start seeing the outcome. We have to push back on these things. We have the divine life of Christ in us. It is sad to see all these narratives of how death have been dishonored. These are not some animals, these are human beings. And you must start where you are to reject pictures and ideas and propagandas of treating lives and death as if it's nothing. It must be honorable. And when we start from that point, you start seeing changes. You start seeing the atmosphere change and the resistance begin to move. I'm asking you, I'm calling on everybody to join this resistance. We are not some animals. We are created in the image of God. Even you are created in the image of God. So this idea, whatever makes you feel as if you're nobody, whatever makes you feel as if you have no self-esteem, you must start rejecting it. We must frown to pictures and stories that make human death as nothing. It must start from your own corner. Revival, change, blessings must start from your own corner. The understanding, the rejection that we are not just some animal, we are created in the image of God. And you must treat human beings with respect, honor, and dignity. Jesus did not leave Mary Magdalene the way she was. Jesus gave her honor. Jesus did not leave the woman with an issue of blood, disgrace, and out of help. Jesus gave her honor. We must treat people, women with respect, men with respect, honor, and treat the human being race, the human race. Doesn't matter whatever you call this coronavirus or whatever you call it, should not treat the human being with disrespect. Deaths should be honored. And I think that I'm calling on you in your own corner again to support me and agree with me to reject this.